I quit my job because of one single event that changed my life. So I graduated from law school and I got a job offer making six figures at this medium-sized law firm in Dallas. And some might say it's the most perfect job because I got a decent pay and a lot of flexibility as far as not needing to work 15 hours a day, as usually is the case for people working at that big law firms. And it was very glamorous. I got to travel a lot, but something just wasn't right. And I think it was the work itself. And it was the work itself. I was doing corporate defense. I was defending big corporations in cases of product liability, where basically the plaintiffs file a lawsuit against our clients because they have cancer as a result of exposure to products that our clients made. At the back of my mind, I knew this is not what I wanted to do forever, but I just never even thought about how I could even get out of it. As an immigrant, I was clueless. No one had taught me anything about the job market, finance, and all of that, or starting a business. But all I knew was that I wanted to help people. And I was a serial entrepreneur. I couldn't even believe that I could do it on my own, but I just wanted to do it. And the single event that was the turning point for me was my mom being diagnosed with cancer. Everything came dawning on me, and my boss was very understanding at that time. I was always nervous about asking her for time away to spend time with my mom, who was 7,000 miles away from me in a whole nother country. And that feeling of knowing that I don't have control of when I can step away just bothered me a lot. Even though my boss was okay with it at that time, I felt like I didn't want to also take advantage of her. And that's when I got to thinking about, what if I didn't have to ask anyone? What if I can be my own boss? But I was still clueless as to how that could even happen. So right after my mom passed away was when I kind of started wondering, like, what is even the meaning of life? And I started discovering different books that really kind of helped me started this personal development journey and introduced me to what I would kind of really want out of my life. And one of the books I read, the very first few books I read, was The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And that book kind of did it for me. I realized that, wow, so people can make a lot of money working for themselves and working wherever and whenever they want. I was mind blown realizing that that's possible. And then it kind of turned into this rabbit hole of learning about entrepreneurship and how it really works. And I came to the realization that I am a serial entrepreneur because I couldn't stop. It was one book after another after another. And in the process of reading all of those books, Facebook ads was starting to be really popular and advanced. And they kind of followed your interest at that time, so they realized that I like entrepreneurial books and stuff, and so they started targeting me with ads from different companies. And some of the companies were helping lawyers start their own law firm and so on. And I found my mentor during that period of time on the internet, and I ended up working with her and her company to start my own law firm, because her whole focus was to give you that lifestyle practice that allows you to do something extremely fulfilling, helping people, but also having control of your life and your time and your work schedule. Being that entrepreneur that I am, I quit my job and I started my own practice. And I knew that the whole reason for wanting to be a lawyer at that time, working at a law firm, was never just to be in that rat race and make as much money as I can and barely have time for my family. My why, to begin with, was to be able to spend as much time as possible with my family, but also be financially comfortable and leave an impact on other people's lives. And losing my mom solidified for me that that was my why. And so I realized one of the best ways that I can achieve both of my whys, if you would, actually was through estate planning. Estate planning was one of the only practice areas that do not require you to run your schedule by a court or by an opposing counsel. So basically, I'm in charge of my own schedule because I provide what's available on my calendar and my clients choose from it. And the second part of that is, when I lost my mom, my brother and I contributed some money and we bought her a house. And at that time, my brother had no idea what I contributed. And so my mom left a handwritten note that stated I owned 53% interest in that house. That simple note she left saved my family from conflict or potential conflict, right? And technically that was a form of estate planning that she did that really showed me how powerful it can be to have something in place for your loved ones to look back at when you're gone. As I started learning about estate planning, I realized that a lot of people are just focused on passing on the money. And for me personally, I grew up without money, and I really want to make sure that I am financially stable and independent, and I wanted my children to have the same as well. But a lot of people are not educated about finances, and they're not financially savvy, just like me, because this is not something that is taught in school. And so I wanted to help people learn about that and learn about creating that generational wealth. And so this platform or this videos that I post is a way to educate other people and to make good financial decisions, not just when they pass away, but even when they're still alive. That's my reason, that's my why around putting content out here in the world. I realized that most people are actually not educated, so I had to do a lot of learning to figure out what is an investment, how do you invest your money, how to save money on taxes, what is compound interest, how important it is to save money, because it is not really about how much money you make or you have, it is more about how much you save. And this is something that nobody taught me, and a lot of people I feel like don't know that, and they don't understand that as well. When I quit my job, I was so scared of what would happen if my law firm didn't succeed. I was so worried about the possibility of having to go back and find a new job again if it doesn't work out. I was also worried that I was just being greedy or just not being grateful for this good job that I had. But then I remember the biggest fear of all is looking back at my life on my deathbed and regretting my career and what I did with my time. I knew I would rather at least try it out and see if it works. And I was pretty sure I would regret doing the same job for the rest of my life, and I would feel so unfulfilled if I continued that. I felt like I wasn't really growing at that job either, and I'm that person that really loves learning new things and growing in general. So if you're out there considering taking that leap, just remember, be clear on your why. And if you were like me back then and you were worried about what people think about your decisions, you have to understand that people have this set path that they believe that everybody has to be on. But you don't have to listen to them because they are projecting their own insecurities on you. It has nothing to do with you at all. You have to be your own advocate, because barely anyone is going to stand up for you and actually tell you what you can do. So that's what I did. I believed in myself, and I opened my own law firm, serving clients and helping them preserve their legacy through creating an estate plan that will actually work for them and their loved ones. 50% of estate plans in America fail because it is not done properly, and it is my mission to change that for my clients. My law firm has served hundreds of clients so far and families around Texas, and I am so proud of what we have done. And I hope that this YouTube channel and my platforms in general is also going to bring more and more people that awareness of how important it is to plan, and also to learn more about personal finance. If they're entrepreneurs, hopefully take away something from me and just estate planning in general. I truly do wish my mom is here to see this, but I know that she had no doubt I was going to be able to achieve this. And if you have that one person in your life that believes in you, do it for them, do it for yourself, and to make them proud. This is your year and you can do this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.